Oh, yeah. Welcome, folks. How are you? It's cracking in my head. It wasn't doing that 30 seconds ago. We're having a little bit of sound issue. That's all right there. A little bit of a sound issue, so it might be a little lower than normal. But cut us some slack because we haven't had technical problems in forever. So if it sounds a little low, that's the deal. How are you? Welcome to the show, Thursday, final day of the week. And again, big Shasta, hit me up if you're listening. I know you're a YouTube guy, and he has a place I might be able to do comedy locally. So I want to talk to you. You can hit me up at Nick DiPaolo on Twitter, Facebook, wherever. Don't forget, next month, Ted Nugent, which will be a thrill for me because he deafened me in one ear when I was 14 years old, and wear it like a badge of honor. This Saturday night, I'll be at the Newtown Theater, Newtown, Pennsylvania, and next weekend, Friday, Saturday, August 16th and 17th at Helium Comedy Club in Philly, and Thursday, September 26th, Wise Guys Comedy Club, Salt Lake City, and then the following two nights, Friday and Saturday, September 27th and 28th, the Comedy Works in Las Vegas, maybe one of the most beautiful rooms in the country, brand new, run by my manager, Tommy. Let's get right to it. I am fucking fed up. The left, the radical left, is itching for a fucking civil war. They're starting to dox people, actual politicians. We talked about Joaquin Castro and him doxing people, outing people who donated to Trump in San Antonio. These are politicians doing shit that used to be saved to far-left radical warrior justice assholes. Now you got you're itching for a civil fucking war, and you're going to get it. And I'm telling you, where else could this head? Let's be realistic, honestly. Before I get to that, remember those two assholes we talked about from Canada yesterday? Fugitives, wanted for murder. Do we have their picture, Jace? And still in the thing? No biggie if we don't. Canadian police discovered the two pussies' bodies believed to be fugitive teens suspected of killing three people. Briar Schmagelski and Cam McLeod, 18 and 19 years old, found them in a river somewhere in Canada. So there is some good news.
I'm not scared of dying, and I don't really care.
Bye-bye.
Yes, they've been subject of a 2-week manhunt across 3 provinces that led authorities yesterday to shoreline of the Nelson River in Manitoba. I am confident it is them, but to identify them officially and to be sure, we have to go to an autopsy, RCMP Assistant Commissioner Jane McClatchy told reporters. Authorities said the bodies are in a dense brush area within a mile from where items belonging to the Port Alberni teens were located in the riverbank. An autopsy was ordered to confirm their identities and determine the cause of death. Who gives a shit long as they're dead? Because 3 innocent people are dead. And the fucking kid's goatee should be enough. They already have the pallor of dead guys, okay? Nationwide hunt ended about 5 miles from where it began on July 22nd when their burnt-out truck was discovered along a highway in British Columbia. The teens were initially feared missing before they were named suspects in the fatal shootings of American China Deese and her Australian boyfriend, Lucas Fowler. Deese was only 24, Fowler 23. Discovered dead July 15th on a highway about 300 miles from where the teen's car was discovered. These jerk-offs were also linked to the killing of Leonard Dick, a University of British Columbia professor whose body was found July 19th along a highway. Good riddance, burn in hell, and probably banging each other. I'm just going out on a limb. Sexually confused. Seriously. Nick, why do you say that? Because it's my show, and that's how I fucking feel. Speaking of banging each other and very, very gay activity. Twitter, owned by, you know who, what's his name, Jack?
I suck cock, and I love it. Yummy, 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 yummy.
Dorsey. What did he do? He locked out Mitch McConnell's campaign for posting videos of calls for violence at his home. We showed this yesterday, you guys. Some Black Lives Matter jerk, real ignorant, fucking, just the most ignorant people on the planet. Why do I say that? Well, they belong to an organization that was founded on a myth, yet they refused to give it up. But they go to McConnell's house. Here's the footage we showed you yesterday.
Murder turtle!
Murder turtle. They're not even good at what they do.
Murder turtle!
Fucking faggots.
Know you're home! You, your wife, everything you stand for.
Ignorant.
out there with some voodoo dolls and he's.
Yeah, you know somebody is. That's probably what it is.
It's probably what it is.
In the heart, please.
Just stab the motherfucker in the heart, please. Okay? There you go. Black Lives Matter. People still behind it. And when do we start listening to ignorant fucking inner city fucking moron? They go to the house and they're threatening to, break his neck, stab him in the heart. They said a lot more horse shit that I don't have time to get into. But anyways, Twitter locked accounts belonging to Mitch McConnell's re-election campaign and several prominent conservatives Monday. What does that tell you? What more do you need to know about fucking Twitter? They have the balls to say, oh, we're not biased. We're right down the middle. We're just a platform for... How fucking dare you? This is already interfering in the 2020 election. That's what they're doing. Unfucking believable. Anyways. So other conservatives, too. After Mitch McConnell's campaign posted videos of the left-wing protests we just showed you, the episode prompted McConnell campaign, known as Team Mitch, to slam Twitter for political bias, saying the social media platform had effectively blamed the victim, which they're threatening to stab. Can you imagine if somebody showed up at Pelosi's fucking house, or you probably couldn't because there's a fucking wall around it, or any other prominent left-winger, AOC, and said, let's stab the motherfucker. You think that would have caught the attention of the mainstream media? McConnell put it up just to show what's going on, and Twitter has these stupid rules that don't differentiate. Because of the language used, stab in the heart and all that shit, they say we can't put it up. It violates... Yeah, but in this case, it's in defense of. It's exposing the left for the violent fuckstains that they are. You can't differentiate that? Meanwhile, Joaquin Castro, with his doxing of Trump donor, his thing is still up. So fucking, how much more evidence do you need who the evil party is in this country? This morning, Twitter locked this thing is crackling in my fucking, what happened? We left here, it was fine.
No idea, but it sounds good on the output. And
that's all right, this morning, yeah, who gives a fuck about the host of the show being irritated the whole fucking... This morning, Twitter locked our account for posting the video of real-world violent threats made against Mitch McConnell. Campaign manager Kevin Golden said, this is the problem with speech police in America today. Speech police being lefties. Doesn't come from the right. Never fucking did. Well, back in the 50s, maybe the Christians. As Jason fucking nods his Westchester head. Yeah, that lasted about 10 minutes, and that's 60 years ago. Golden continued, the Lexington Herald can attack Mitch with cartoon tombstones of his opponents, but we can't mock it. Twitter will allow the words Massacre Mitch to trend nationally on their platform, but locks out our account for posting actual threats against him. We appealed, and Twitter stood by the decision, saying our account will remain locked until they delete the video, again, because of,
I suck cock, and I love it.
Dorsey.
Yummy, 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 yummy.
I'm being shadow banned again right now. Every time, I've been on Twitter for 10 years or whatever, every time I tweeted a couple of tweets, my numbers would go up. Always. Now I have fucking guests on there. We plug the show. I was tweeting my ass off, and the numbers go down the next day. So fuck you. You know what? Hey, righties, let me give you a little tip. Start showing up at Jack Dorsey's house and Zuckerberg. Start showing up at their house and threatening their parents and their fucking kids. Because this is where it's headed anyways. What are you waiting for? Oh, we don't want to lower ourselves. Okay, good. Get fucking steamrolled. Start fighting back. Get dirty. Unfucking believable. In a live stream video of the protests, Black Lives Matter Louisville leader Chanel Helm, ignorant as the day is long, standing with other demonstrators outside McConnell's, said that should have broken his little raggedy wrinkle fucking neck. Because Mitch fell down. That's the other thing. Guy's injured. We actually have footage of him, right? This is how he hurt himself.
I'm just letting
Ah, my shoulder! Just stab the motherfucker in the heart. That's what Helm said, because she's a brilliant...
She's a malignant cunt.
That's what she is. I put a racial epithet in there, but, it is the internet. As of late Wednesday, Team Mitch had not deleted the offending tweet containing the video. Twitter's policy for accounts violating its rules on certain offending content. It depends in what context you're showing that content. There's the first change you make, Jack. It's very easy. You really think if they were threatening... You really think if they were threatening Nancy Pelosi with this type of talk? In the most recent tweet made late Tuesday, Team Mitch called the threat outside McConnell's home serious calls to physical violence and said law enforcement had been notified. Twitter declined to provide an on-the-record comment because they're lying cocksuckers. Because the video included an explicit call for violence that took place steps away from McConnell's residence, is apparently violated Twitter's rules for anyone to post the video. Even the people who are the victims, using it as evidence of what's going on. How stupid do you think we are? By the way, the administration, they're going after big tech. This week they had all kinds of hearings and shit. Another Twitter user who posted the video, the Daily Wire's Ryan Saberdra, said Twitter simply does not want the left's pure hatred exposed because it damages the narrative that many at Twitter have. Exactly. Bing, pang, pong. By suspending me for telling the truth, Twitter is making it clear that they seek to control the news because they suspended his account too. The news media and only allow content on their platform that does not expose the evil, projection, and hypocrisy of the political left. Sevdra wrote. Do not be surprised if they permanently ban me. He says, by suspending McConnell's re-election campaign for exposing the violent rhetoric directed at McConnell, which was allowed to foment on Twitter for days, Twitter is interfering in the 2020, exactly, in the next election in a manner to help Democrats and hurt Republicans. And if you argue with that, you're just being intellectually dishonest, in my fucking opinion. Anyways, Summit All says from the campaign, Mitch McConnell has people on his yard threatening to stab the motherfucker in the heart. Suspends McConnell from his platform. Sky Jennings wrote on Twitter, this nation needs to heal, and this platform is actively removing voices from the conversation who can help find solutions. Absolute garbage, he says. And he is so right on the money.
You are correct, sir.
So I wish I could find another platform right now, you know? But there's Jordan Peterson. He was going to do it with Dave Rubin. They're going to put together a new thing. But when I hear that, I go, okay, you think that's going to be less hateful? In other words, they say the platform we're creating, you can say anything you want. It's going to make Twitter look like a fucking kid's date, which is fine. Long as it's not bias. I can take the heat if I can say it back. That's all we're asking for. I think it's under the First Amendment called freedom of speech. Jack Dorsey, Twitter, Zuckerberg, Facebook, taking down my promotions for my special. What, Rich?
Well, the only problem is when these people start getting advertising money, that's when everything has to be, watered down.
What do you mean?
Like, I tried Parler. Parler's okay right now. There's a lot of articles and stuff.
Oh, yeah, because of sponsors.
But they're going to soon get bigger, and then all this money's going to flood into Parler from advertisers, and then it's going to be all bullshit.
No, it's not. You can still, if you let both sides be vicious, you're going to get fucking bigger ads. Everybody in the world's going to be on it. You know what I mean? There's people who go, fuck it, I'm not going to advertise on Facebook because they won't let me, whatever. So, I mean, I get what you're saying. I mean, I've faced that in my career. Tommy's like, we need a sponsor for the show. I go, really? What are you going to get Heineken? And the first time I fucking say something off color. Or, these people, I love my fans, but they come out, why don't you get on Fox? He should have a show on Fox News Channel. Ever think about hosting a Tonight Show? I'm sure the first time I say cunt on Fox News Channel, somebody might have a problem with it. Probably the beautiful cunts that work there. Whoops. Anyways, it's not over for Mitch either. He's got Black Lives Matter and the white liberal jerk-off standing next to him, threatening his life. And guess what? Now the politicians are getting involved. Tim Ryan, I'm so sorry I sang this guy's praises, from Ohio. He's the guy right after Trump got elected. I saw him meet the press. He was the only one that hadn't been blind by his hatred of Trump. Well, he's joined the ranks of the fucking morons. Tim Ryan to lead caravan to Kentucky to urge gun reform. Good news is the caravan is not a bunch of Guatemalans and Salvadorans. Local congressman and 2020 presidential candidate Ryan will lead a caravan. Caravan for change. They have to give it a cute little fucking... From Ohio to Kentucky. And what a nitwit.
What's the idea?
According to the release, Ryan and Moms Demand Actions Ohio chapter. Anytime moms get involved, you know, it's a shit. Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Fucking some woman lost her daughter on prom night in 1980. Now I can't have 2 scotches before I get the. Yeah, they're going to travel to Niles to Louisville, Kentucky, to urge Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to pass comprehensive gun reform legislation. Can I just say this one more time? These mass shootings. Oh, by the way, Heather McDonald, get her book because it explains. You know how many? She was on TV last night. You know how many white supremacist mass shootings? You know what it represents? The total 0.01. Who do you think does more mass shooting? Black people. These are statistics. This isn't racism. This is the empirical evidence that fucking the left loves so much. But you won't hear that mentioned anywhere in the mainstream media. Yeah, so they're going to show up at his house. They're probably there right now. A caravan will make stops in Akron, Ohio, Columbus, Dayton, and Cincinnati before heading to Louisville. The caravan is in response to mass shootings in Dayton, Ohio, and El Paso, Texas. The public and local officials are invited to carpool and travel with the caravan to Louisville. You fuckers ever work? Do you ever do anything? Mitch, get a gun. I don't care if you get a broken shoulder. Use the sling as a holster. Put a nice AR in it. Come out in your front lawn in your boxer shorts. I'm going to get the fucking... This is going to break my neck. Fucking... Can I just say this one more time? You're never going to stop mass shootings. Do you get it? I don't care. And you're waiting for the government to... You can't. There's no solution. There's zero. 330 million people. You're going to control every one of them. That is the most unrealistic. This is all bullshit, guys. They're trying to make it look like they can do something about it. They can't. You could outlaw every gun, which is what Bill de Blasio, I'm going to show you him debating Hannity, and you'll see the true colors of what they really want. I'll give de Blasio that much. He's an asshole, but he doesn't fucking hide his Marxist leanings. What a Weasley greaseball fuckhead he is. Oh, Hannity had him on last, made him look like an asshole. It's now. So you got congressmen, you got politicians, Joaquin Castro, Tim Ryan are getting involved in this social justice warrior shit, showing up. You're itching for a fucking war. I hope. Mitch is too old to fucking fight. Show up on Dan Bongino's front line. Try that. Deke has no idea what I'm talking about. Former FBI guy. Fuck, he's got a face like a pit bull. He's fuck, I love him. Italian and Puerto Rican, whatever. And he's dead on. But anyways, like I said, they're losing this shit. Here's the best one. I get 3 examples. You're going to die on this one. Trump planned to re-raise flags because he put them down at half-mast because of the shootings. He's going to raise them again right on August 8th, which is 8/8. So this former FBI guy says it's going to send a message to neo-Nazis. I'm sick of hearing about how bright FBI guys are. This fucking guy was there 25 years. A former FBI official has claimed that Donald Trump's decision to raise flags on the 8th of August is a mistake because the date is significant to white supremacist groups and neo-Nazis. Listen to this shithead who makes Peter Strzok look like a genius.
The president said that we will fly our flags at half-mast until August 8th. That's 8/8. Now, I'm not going to imply that he did this deliberately, but I am using it as an example of the ignorance of the adversary that's being demonstrated by the White House. The numbers 8/8 are very significant in neo-Nazi and white supremacy movement.
It's your IQ.
Why? Because the letter H is the 8th letter of the alphabet, and to them, the numbers 8/8 together stand for Heil Hitler.
Like we don't know that. We all watch Lock Up, stupid. Every white guy has it on their forehead. I got one on my stomach. Hold on, let me show you. It's 4/4. I don't know what that's. A, B, C, D. DiPaolo dickhead. I don't know what the fuck it is. This is a former FBI guy. Can you fucking imagine?
Will you shut up? Will you? Will you please shut up? Will you shut up?
Do you believe what's going on here? First of all, he claims the adversary, meaning Trump administration, is ignorant. You can't claim both. You can't say he's sending a subliminal message or secret sign to the white supremacists, and then in the other breath, out of the other side of your mouth, you go, this is how ignorant. They don't even realize. Which one is it? Oh, my God. Oh, we have to understand the adversary and the threat we're dealing with, Frank Figliuzzi. Well, you disgrazia to the Italians. Said during an interview on where? MSNBC. People still watching it, huh? It's the little things, he says, and the language and messaging that matters. The president said he'll fly the flags at half-mast on 8/8. That's... Excuse me. Anyways, and then he goes on to explain what you just saw. The directive expires at sunset on 8th of August. No one's thinking about this. No one's giving him the advice, Mr. Figliuzzi said. Or he's rejecting the advice. What the fuck is he talking about? The former FBI official served as the agency's assistant director of counterintelligence from 2011 to 2012. No wonder why this country is in a shit. This guy was a higher up at the FBI. But they don't have any political bias. Remember that, as Comey said. And he worked as a special agent, special meaning retarded like special kids, for 25 years on matters including terrorism and foreign counterintelligence. I clearly said I'm not saying Trump did this deliberately. I'm saying he needs advice on how extremists will interpret raising the flag. Oh, God. So the left keeps saying this is a white supremacist country. That everybody running for president on the left is saying that. That's the biggest problem, of white supremacy. Yet they're telling black and brown people, you should come here. You should come here. Which I pointed out, 6 months ago. They're finally getting around to it on TV. You guys should watch your show more often. Sometimes I'm 6 months ahead of the people on TV. Hey. Anyways, that guy should go out and hang himself. Somebody? Deke, you got a noose in the car here?
Always.
Southern white boy. If that's not crazy enough, how about the big-titted broad Mika Brzezinski, who Joe fucking Captain Hairdo has been banging? I wanted to put a thought bubble over Joe's head while she was talking, said, I can't believe I'm banging this fucking retard. But it would be offensive to retards. Listen to what this whore had. The anti-Trump rhetoric in the media reached unprecedented levels, as seen on MSNBC's Morning Jerk-Off. Co-host Mika Brzezinski, who openly declared on Tuesday's show, President Donald Trump wants these mass shootings. I know you're not going to believe me just saying it, so here it is out of her fucking fat mouth.
He is inciting hatred, inciting violence.
Even her boyfriend's like, you're a crazy bitch.
If he doesn't unequivocally call it off,
he already has
and say,
whore.
This is wrong, and we stand together against this, and we are doing this, this, and this to help fight hate crime. I mean, this
nice
is a
rack.
president
Yummy,
who
yummy.
seems to want these things to happen.
You stupid fucking blabbermouth cunt!
I've been trying to not use that one for a while, but Jesus Christ, I couldn't help myself. For the record, the article says, as vile as her assertion is, MSNBC anchor Nicole Wallace, related to Mike Wallace, right? Managed to top Brzezinski, announcing on national TV that Trump is, and this in quotes, exterminating Hispanics. She had to retract it later on. You guys are going to look back on this, you people that vote that way, and go, how embarrassing, if you're still around as a party, if there's any justice left in the world. Here's the titless one to saying this.
President Obama used the power of the presidency to try to pass
Why is she talking to Eric
immigration
Estrada?
reform with the Latino community, Latino leaders at the table. You now have a president, as you said, talking about exterminating Latinos.
Yeah.
You fucking whore. Yeah, that's it. Go home. Get my dinner ready.
That's sexist. No reason to talk like that. It offended me. You have to wonder what Brzezinski was doing Monday when the president strongly condemned racism, bigotry, and white supremacy in the address to the nation. I know what she was doing. She was getting more silicone pumped into her titties and having her face lifted. Skin so tight if she farts, her fucking forehead will split like a sofa cushion at Kirstie Alley's house. Big whore. Yet as hard as the anti-Trump forces work to tie Trump to El Paso, they work just as hard to detract from reports that the Dayton shooter was a self-described leftist. Have you read more about this guy? Just a psychotic fucking Elizabeth Warren fan. But we can't tie her words to his. Because, she's a woman and she's smart. She's an Indian. Anyways, the media gives her a pass, and should we be surprised at all? How, folks? How can you still be? Let's lighten it up. Enough, okay? Speaking of snatch. This is the second day in a row I've done a story about a woman. I don't even know if I got to it the other day or not. But remember the other one had methamphetamine in her. Somebody planted it in her vagina. Well, here's another story. Woman snorts drugs hidden in vagina while cuffed in the back of a police car. What, did she get a slinky for a spine? How the fuck did she? I can't even get at it when I'm laying between somebody's legs. This broad's fucking crazy.
Christy, get down on your knees so Sabrina can see your asshole.
Why? Because there's a pound of coke in there. The incident began when Winchester police officers responded to a report of an intoxicated couple who were about to drive a car on North Main Street. Police arrived and found 28-year-old Catherine Ehlers and her boyfriend outside their vehicle. The police report said Ehlers was trying to get her 17-month-old son out of his car seat. What a fucking country. We are rotting from the inside out. Won't be long now, folks. Good thing she doesn't look crazy. Looks like Axl Rose in junior high school. Police report said Ehlers was trying to get a 17-month-old son out of the car seat, but wasn't steady on her feet. She told police in a slurred voice she and her boyfriend had gotten lost while driving from Lexington, Kentucky to Cincinnati, which is about an 11-minute drive on a straight highway. Police said the child's car seat was improperly installed. They had it on the roof. They had him strapped in up there like the dead grandma on vacation. Officers also discovered that she had no food with her for the baby. Police determined that Ehlers could not properly care for the 17-month-old son because she was manifestly under the influence and a danger to herself and others. She's arrested at 2 a.m., placed in the back of a police car. Police said the woman found a way to pull a plastic bag of powdery white substance, maybe it was Monostat 7, out of her vagina, despite being handcuffed. Fucking Houdini's daughter we got here. Remember the old days you used to have to do coke with a broad? That would lead to pussy. Now it's the other way around. You actually have to get to the pussy to get to the coke. I mean, what in Christ? It's a great observation. Handy, you would kill to say that. When officers saw Ehlers snorting the powder off the car seat, she tried to hide the drugs in her vagina again.
You got good stuff here. Class A chip.
It's a Class A chip, you know. After officers warned her that if she was caught at the jail with whatever was in the bag, she'd be facing additional charges. Just take her out and shoot her. Seriously, take her out, put one in the back of her head. Just like a rabid dog, her and a douchebag white trash boyfriend. Then Ehlers admitted to having drugs. Well, how can't you? You got a crack pipe hanging out of your snatch. Ehlers was charged with endangering the welfare of a minor, public intoxication, tampering with physical evidence, possession of a controlled substance, bad hair dye job, which is a misdemeanor. Anyways, what is going on, huh? Let's stay below the way, shall we? What a country. What a country. She got a kid. Imagine. Again, like I said, with the black guy with the daughter on the hood of the car, trying to punish the little IQ test. Replace the Bibles in hotel rooms with fucking IQ tests. Yeah. Make sure there's a guy in every room to enforce. I don't know. Just fucking retarded waterhead baby. Gee, what are the odds that kid's going to turn out good, huh? I'm sure she'll change her ways once they give the kid back. It was a real surprise. What am I talking about? Man goes to the hospital for Botox, receives a circumcision, everybody.
And you blew it! You blew it.
Yeah, I just want to get rid of these crow's feet. Where's the head of my cock? Well, we took the skin, the foreskin, and used it to hide the lines in your forehead. It's a new thing we're trying in Uganda. A patient who went into a hospital for a bladder procedure ended up being circumcised by him. I'm telling you, it was a Jewish doctor, and they said, this is ugly. Our kids don't have these turtlenecks. Get that off him. Terry Brazier, 70 years old, had been due to, Listen how they write this. Had been due to be have. What is this, from BET? A cystoscopy, a look inside the bladder using a camera probe. He was also meant to have Botox injected into the bladder wall to stabilize the muscles and prevent incontinence. Oh, God. Look at this guy. That's the look you should have after you find out you were circumcised. He's not real angry about it, but he's a little... Sort of like when you go out in the morning and get the paper and it's the New York Times instead of the Post. That's the level of... Mr. Brazier received 37 grand. How'd they come up with that number? Where do you get 37 grand? Came in to have the bags under my eyes done, and I fucking, they trimmed my car. Judge, what do you think? 37 large. Where'd you get that number? I saw it on The Price is Right one day. They were doing circumcision. Brazier says they didn't know what to say when they found that they had done it. The medical staff. How about fucking lying? I would have just said everything went well. The puffiness around your eyes will go down in a few minutes. Brazier said he was distracted by the nurses and didn't realize what was happening until it was... What were they doing to distract him? Ooh, look, puppets. As soon as the nurse realized they were cutting his dick instead of... Look at this. Honey. What's that? It's your manhood flying away. The nurse was at the side of me, and we were talking, so I didn't know what was going on. You should have fucking...
Shut up!
It was a real surprise, he told the Star. He was really surprised about it.
Are you saying he knows nothing about these matters?
To my knowledge, nothing. I'm going to find out what the hell happened
It's
here.
his lawyer at the hospital. The university hospitals of, this was in England, of course, Leicester, NHS Trust. We remain deeply sorry this mistake occurred. Oh, do you?
This committee owes an apology. This committee owes an apology. Apology, Senator.
Let's take a look at somebody who knows something about circumcision, shall we?
And we can see in this depiction what an uncircumcised phallus or penis looks like, with
That's
the
a
force
pastry
covering
bag.
the head of the penis. And over
Jesus,
here we
that's
see
two
what
big
the
hogs
penis
right
looks
there.
like after it's been circumcised, with the head of the penis.
I'm getting turned on with her tits and her pointing to a picture of a dick. What does it say about me? Is that all I gave you for that? There you go. The fuck did they go to, a horse stable? I gotta be honest, if I'm a girl, I would think it would be gross. You don't know what's hidden up in there. It's like going to the couch of a cushion. You find gum and pennies and dust. Fucking old magic markers and shit. Who knows what's in that turtleneck? Supposedly it's healthy to have an uncircumcised, as opposed to, I don't know why. I would think bacteria would get stuck up there, and after a couple weeks of fucking, it would smell like my hamper. But look, I only sucked 2 dicks, so what do I know? They were both uncircumcised. I couldn't do that. She's dead serious. She's all business. I could not do that. And by the way, I like female doctors, personally. People always say, well, why do you want a female doctor? A guy is more... I'm more comfortable with a woman sticking her finger up my ass than a guy. Is that not more natural? You're into that shit? Call me homophobic. Although my last doctor up in New York was a fine fella. Colin Quinn had the best joke about getting a prostate exam. He said his doctor's fingers are really thick. And I said, well, who's your doctor? He goes, Anthony Saragucci. Remember him, Tony Saragusa? Dr. Anthony Saragusa played for the Ravens. Excuse me. And by the way, my buddy Colin Quinn's latest one-man show is going to Netflix. Red State versus Blue State. So he deserves it. He needs that exposure. So underrated, so brilliant. Anyhow, what do we got here? Oh, God. Let's get back to... We just looked at dicks. Let's get back to assholes. Here's a segue for you. I should say asshole singular. I know fucking Hannity. I actually like the guy. People on the left just fucking hate, because he's relentless. He's a pit bull. He just hammers and hammers and hammers. But he debated Bill de Blasio. We got to give de Blasio credit for coming into the Bears den. But this is, watch this, and you're going to see what a fucking weasel Bill de Blasio is. He just, they get into it about gun control because of the shootings. And just watch. And de Blasio's not the only one guilty. Every politician does this. But the people on the left, some of them are masters at it, especially de Blasio. Watch him not answer the questions. By not answering the question, he gives you his answer. That's what makes him so stupid. But here's Bill de Blasio on Hannity debating gun control.
I am asking you, should every New Yorker have the same protection you have?
I believe people have rights. I believe we need new gun safety laws.
I believe people have rights.
And
should they have the right to a gun?
We have a police department, and I've added 2,000 officers on patrol in this city in the last few years.
Great.
Let's pause. He keeps taking crime's gone down 6 years. It's gone down about 40 years in a row. You know when it started? After Giuliani got into office and did the broken windows policy. And then Bloomberg came in and followed what Giuliani did and went down further. And, you know, they always take credit for each other's economy. That's the truth when it comes to Giuliani started it all. And he's trying to unravel what Giuliani did. And he did such a good job that it's still falling. And he's trying to take credit for it. Fucking chicken teeth here. Go ahead.
Making it safer all the time. That's the best way to protect people.
Should every New Yorker that has a perfect mental health, have a perfect mental health record and have a background check, would you agree that they have a right
to be safe?
Do you agree they have a right to have a gun in their house?
They have a right to be safe.
Great. Do they have a right to a gun?
I'm telling you what I think.
Yes or no?
Safest. I've answered you. The safest way to do it.
You're not answering.
Have a police department that is.
Pause. So he's saying you shouldn't have a gun in your house. You hear what an arrogant, pompous ass these lefty. Government is the solution. They're going to keep you safe. Let me ask you something, de Blasio. These 2 shootings last weekend, you're saying that if somebody in the bar had a gun, a good guy, in both situations, that wouldn't have been better than waiting for the cops?
He has a security detail that...
Yeah, we're getting to that.
I mean...
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. He's shameless. Go ahead.
By the time you call the cops, even if it's a great response time, you might be dead.
Again, we just have a different.
You're protected. You have a team around you. Does every New Yorker, if somebody breaks into their house, they're good people, they're law-abiding people, pay their taxes, obey the rules, pass the background check, should they have a right to a gun in their house? Yes or no?
I ain't buying what you're selling.
You're not buying. So the answer is no, but you're afraid to say it.
My answer is my answer. You don't get to tell other people what their answer is.
Should every New Yorker have the right to a gun in their house?
The question here is, how do we make people safe? It is to have.
Yes, that is not the question.
How do we
get guns?
Pause. We've been asking that question for 1,000,000 years, stupid. You're living in the most violent society. How do we keep... You can't do it without people like me. It is so fucking asinine. If you had a kid in the classroom, I wish Sean said this, the Newtown shooting, you're saying, let's say one of those kids was your kids. You would rather have nobody in that classroom armed when that kid came in. That's the question. That cuts through all the bullshit. It's called logic and reasoning. But the arrogance that government is the only one that can save you. I ain't buying what you're selling. I'm asking you a straight yes or no question. I'm not. Go ahead, Dig.
Well, with the police, like to his whole point, the Dayton, Ohio shooter, the cops.
Louder.
Sorry, let me.
Go ahead.
So the Dayton, Ohio shooter who killed 9 people, the cops were there within a minute and killed him.
That's
within
right.
A minute
and
of it
saved a bunch more people.
Right, but there were still 9 people dead.
Right. And he's saying,
in less than a minute, that's the best police response time you're ever going to get.
Stupid and like Rich said, go ahead. Do we have any more of that?
Out of this society, they're everywhere. They can't be everywhere. They're threatening our officers and civilians.
The answer to your question is New Yorkers that have perfect mental health records and willing to go through background checks should not be allowed to have a gun in their home.
I just don't play by your rules.
Should they be allowed?
No, you do this with everyone. Let people define themselves. You want to hear the truth?
Can they have a gun? Is
a
simple
pause. Let people define themselves. He's letting you answer, and you're not. I don't play by your rules. Yeah, that's the fucking problem. That's why you're hated. That's why you're polling less than 1% in the presidential race. That's why even liberals in New York City are going to can you. I don't play by your rules. That's right. You play by your own rules. You do play by our rules. You have a bunch of people surrounding you with guns every day. You fucking hypocrite asshole. Nick, calm down. I can't. I had too much coffee.
You smug cocksucker. Fuck you.
No, don't get on my nerves. Any more to this shithead? Go ahead.
Question, if they're law-abiding.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it. You know, the people would have been lost at home once we got those last two words. Oh, but the arrogance and the love of government, you can't do it without us. This guy, I want to know what he's going to do after this when he's done being mayor, which is going to be fucking soon. Where you going? What are you doing? Anyhow. But you don't need a gun at home, folks. You don't. De Blasio will show up. He's surrounded by guys with guns all fucking day. Goes to a gym in Brooklyn instead of just going to the 80 gyms that are near his house. Has the fucking SUV bring him to a gym in Brooklyn, like fucking I don't know how far away, to work out every morning. Walks on the treadmill for 6 minutes. You know how libs work out. In a fucking dress. He actually had the police. Listen to this. His daughter just recently moved out of an apartment in Brooklyn. Had the police packing her socks and shit. Just a fucking ignoramus. And my buddy Louis C.K. likes this jerk off. He had a picture he posted a year ago, like him at the Blasio. I had to text him, go, "You fucking retarded." Never answered me. No, he did. He said, "Giuliani's a fucking ass." I go, well, yeah. I can't. I think you need a gun at home. Why do I think I need a gun at home? Because of this next story. Take a look at this guy with his facial tattoos. Is that him? He got more work? Is that him, Jace? I got a different picture. Holy shit. I just picture him sitting down at a job interview at IBM. Well, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. Well, I have two mouths. The fuck? He must have $80,000 worth of paint on his. If this guy doesn't die of fucking ink poisoning. Hey, can you turn around? I want to see how the Red Sox did. His fucking face looks like a... Anyways, why is this guy relevant? His attorney wants jurors who won't judge his client. He's wanted in murder. Surprise, surprise. But, you know, you can't judge a book by its cover. But his lawyer wants jurors in the case who won't judge the client's face tattoos. Well, then put a bag over his head. The unknown murderer. I'm not supposed to draw any conclusions from that. How about mentally unfit? If I was his lawyer, I'd go, obviously he's fucking crazy. Look, he put his face in silly putty. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. A defense attorney for a man charged with murder wants jurors who won't judge his client because of his face and neck. Oh, they won't. They'll judge him because he looks like a skinhead. And neck tattoos. He's got devil horns. Are you sure you got the right guy, Jace?
That was the one that was with the story.
This is the one that was with the story, you lying motherfucker.
They look pretty similar.
Oh, you just fucking pulled up some guy. No? Huh? I'll
go look.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I know you're home trying to learn a riff on your guitar. You're like, fuck it. This guy looks like the other guy. Maybe I'll write a song about it. The Advocate reports that most of the potential jurors, attorney Jarvis Antwine spoke with Monday, said that they don't have a problem with William Bottoms Jr.'s tattoos. Billy Bottoms. That would be the headline. Bottoms out. They don't have a problem with this. Well, you should. That's another problem in this country. We don't judge anybody's behavior anymore. I'd excuse myself. I'd go, no, he's fucking crazy and he's guilty. Why? Because he's got two mouth and devil horns. Bottoms charged with second-degree murder in the 2017 deaths of two men. Megan Marie Gaylord was his girlfriend and is scheduled to testify for prosecutors. She told investigators that the four of them did drugs together. I don't believe it. I thought, they had too much Sanka. Before a paranoid Bottoms killed one of the guys. Bottoms' twin brother was killed in April by Mississippi authorities trying to arrest him for being a felon in possession of a gun. The brothers had several... that's his brother, I think, Jace. Maybe. The brothers had several matching face tattoos. Wow. I would excuse myself in that case. I could not be, I'm sorry, I could not, Nick, you're judging a book, but yes. Well, if he had a, hello, what is it, Hello Kitty tattoo? But for Christ's sake, and he's a killer on top of it. Real hard to pick him out of a lineup, huh? Got 4 bald white guys. One looks like George Costanza. For the love of Mike. But don't be afraid to judge people. All right. Deke, do you have an Instagram?
Yes.
How many followers?
Not many.
Well, this dog has 200,000 plus. Now it's 350, I think. A California dog, and I'm not talking about Pelosi or Kamala Harris, named Coconut. Hey, that's racist. That implies he's a white dog. We do have a white supremacy problem in this country. Dog named Coconut will likely make $84,000 a year through social media. That pisses me off. I don't even have that kind of following. Chuck Lai bought a Samoyed puppy in Toronto 4 years ago. Lai began posting images of Coconut. If this guy's not gay, I am. What's the dog's name? Coconut. I have a kitten, Paprika, and an owl named Goo Gobbler. Coconut is 50 pounds and 4 years old. He started posting an Instagram account as a way to document his furry friend's life. Little did he know that Coconut would become a social media heartthrob. Apparently Richard Gere's tried to fuck it twice. What? Oh, come on, Nick. That's an old reference. I don't give a rat's ass. Coconut and her playful posts on Instagram really hit the big time in 2017. When a meme app called 9gag, that's pretty gay, 9 inches gag. Put it together, folks. Posted a video of Coconut, which brought 50,000 new followers. What was it doing? Typing on the computer? How do you... 50,000 new followers. When she hit 200,000 followers, Coconut's owner began creating sponsored content, and that's when the money started rolling in. Let's take a look at Coconut. What a cutie, though. Got its own staircase. That's its doghouse. That leads to the doghouse, those stairs. This is not the video, but go ahead. Here he comes. Here comes Coconut. So one of the Kardashians. Beat the clock. Hey, this is fucking abusing animals. Holy shit. All right, enough of Coconut. Really? That impressed you people that much? 50,000 people? Oh, my God. The dog can go upstairs without shitting. Let's follow it.
What can I say? The internet loves puppies.
It does. Wouldn't it be funny if that thing got hit by a car tomorrow, though? Oh, my God. I'd be belly laughing. Lai said Coconut is playful and silly, just like he is. I added that. I fucking added that. What the fuck? You can tell it's Thursday. Jesus Christ, I got to get on a plane on Saturday. Fucking... Didn't I have the I love cock fucking thing lined up? Huh?
Yeah, it's one of the first ones.
Did Twitter take it off magically?
I suck cock, and I love it.
That's
Yummy,
Coconut,
yummy,
by
yummy.
the way. She's the queen of San Francisco, Lai said. Again, I hate to connect the dots here, but... With sponsors came royalties. For every 10,000 followers, the man and his best friend earned roughly, in the article, R-U-F-F-L-Y, $100. At about 358,000 followers, she makes about $3,500 per post. And like Deke said, it's the owner, okay? This fucking dog isn't the... Even though Lai says he will try to limit the queen to just a couple posts a month, that would mean Coconut could make $84,000 a year, even if she doesn't gain another follower. The total is just $12,000 less than the median household income in San Francisco per person. This is so perfect. So perfect. The other thing you should know about Coconut, and this is it.
Hates Jews. Hates Jews.
Of course, it's white. It's a white supremacist dog. Lai also spends time each day interacting with Coconut. We can't show you the pictures. We'll get arrested. Followers on social media. And although Instagram is the most lucrative medium for lying coconut, she has a following on other outlets like TikTok, which I'm on. I have 3 followers. What is TikTok? I never even heard of it. Coconut has an array of social media accounts as evidenced through her website. And the point is she's making more money than people living in San Francisco, which is a very expensive city to live in. And let's hope it steps on a Hep C needle and the dog goes away. I'm kidding. I fucking love animals. That is a beautiful dog. I like this picture right here because it's on a pogo stick. What the fuck? It's on a pogo stick. Look at it. Now that I'd follow, okay? Finally tonight, we could go with the Victoria's Secret highest first transgender model. That's terrific because, you know, they're having money problems, Victoria's Secret, because, you know why? Because we have to include everybody, fat plus models and models from India with hair lips and shit, you know. God forbid the white man's fantasy of broads and panties and big, you know, stunning broads. Not the white man, every man, I should say. We can't have that. We have to be inclusive, you know what I mean? And Victoria's Secret hires this broad or guy. I don't know what to call it. I'm so confused at this point. I don't even know what...
Fucking quiz!
Meet Valentina Sampaio, Victoria's Secret's first transgender model. Valentina is a Brazilian model and actress. Is there any other kind? And the first transgender model to work with the lingerie brand. That's what I look for in a lingerie model. Some cock hanging out of the fucking nightie. I don't even know. That's probably transsexual. I don't know. The 22-year-old stars in the upcoming Victoria's Secret Pink campaign and hinted at the news on Instagram. The model's manager, Mr. Zanin, told Today's Star the partnership came about when the brand reached out to Sampaio and she jerked off the CEO of Victoria. I am really happy and proud to be part of this campaign. I hope it could be a huge step toward more inclusivity and representation for everybody. Because Victoria's Secret wasn't perfect enough as it was it? Jesus.
She got schlonged. She lost. I mean, she looked.
The news might come as a bit of a surprise for Victoria's Secret critics. After all, just last year, Ed Razek, the chief marketing officer of the brand's parent company, said that transgender women would not be cast in runway shows. He says, if you're asking if we considered putting, now again, a transgender model in the show or looked at putting a plus-size model in the show, we have. Now, remember, you got to make a distinction between transsexual and transgender. They asked, shouldn't you have transsexuals on the show? He said, no, I don't think we should. Well, why not? He says, because the show is a fantasy. When a guy's jerking off to a Victoria's Secret model, he's not thinking about how big her cock is. I'm real confused, as you can tell. At the time, he also said people weren't interested in seeing plus-size models on the Victoria's Secret runway. Of course not. Do you understand what a free market is? You go with what the people want. That's how a free market works. And grade A pussy has been, you know, for about 1 million years, what's demanded. Listen to this. He said, we attempted to do a television special for plus-size models in 2000. No one had any interest in and still don't. But that makes him a bad guy. After Rezek apologized for his statements on Twitter, admitted that his initial statements were insensitive because obviously his stock went down. He also clarified his words, saying that the brand would indeed hire a transgender model. Critics have long argued that the brand's model roster lacks diversity. No, nobody fucking, 8 people claim that? It's the only time I ever see guys happy is Victoria, they find a magazine in the trash or... What are they talking about? Again, transgender, LGBT, you make up about 5% of the world population. Secrets have certainly suffered. Just a few months ago, the store announced it would close more than 50 stores due to declining sales. That and sticky windows at the mall. This spring, Victoria's Secret also announced its annual fashion show will not be returning to the network television. Again, I'm sure there's enough demand for it, but again, that's misogynist and retrograde and, you know, just beautiful women in underwear and panties. Must be something wrong with you boys. Boys can't be boys anymore. That's the fucking message. Rich, anything to add? You're looking at me with that dumb look on your face. This better be good because it's the fucking end of the show. Go ahead, suck the air out of the room.
I was gonna say, are they gonna change it to Victor's Secret?
Is that what you're gonna say, Rich? Yeah, this is what I'm gonna say. You know, yeah, though I do give you. I guess you do know your role here. Is the world knows you're the unfunniest man, and I think you relish it.
Do my best at it.
Yeah, you don't have to try too hard. But he's a good guy. He's a fixture. When we need a mannequin's head to knock off, he knows where to. If I need my car, the oil changed, he's a fixer. If I fucking need a transgender model, it's in his kitchen. All right, that is it for the week, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank you, Patreon members. We're off to a rip-roaring start again in August, and I'm excited about it. Don't forget Cameo.com if you want me to send a personal video I'll make on my phone and send to one of your friends to roast him or her or it. I want to be inclusive when I rip people to shreds. Or say happy birthday to your uncle who used to touch you with a feather duster. Anyways. Go to Cameo.com, click on my profile, fill out the information. I love doing them, so do that. Don't forget Teddy Nugent, one of my rock and roll heroes, will be on next month. And Gutfeld, too. I've just been lazy with Gutfeld. Guys out there fucking touring, making money hand over fist. We'll get Greg Gutfeld on here, too. That is it. Again, thank you guys so much. And another week in the books here in Georgia, and still loving it. You guys, you think it, I'll say it. You're very welcome. I'll see you guys Newtown Theater this Saturday night, and then see you people back here on Monday. Take care of yourselves.